Lord Voldemort created 6 Horcruxes throughout his life, 7 if you count the unintentional 7th one in Harry Potter. But was his soul split evenly amongst himself and his Horcruxes? I am the Media Dunce, and in this video, I will be exploring how soul proportion might have occurred regarding Voldemort's Horcruxes. I created a table detailing the ordering of Voldemort's Horcruxes and the murders used to create them. The main source of information for this table is the Tom Riddle article from the Harry Potter Wikia, which I leave in the description below. The red cells indicate murders, the yellow cells indicate Horcrux creation, and the blue cells could indicate either one, but they warn of ambiguity in the timeline. For instance, while the diary was created with the murder of the 3 Riddles, is the same true for the Gaunt Ring, or was there an unknown murder involved for that one? And while we know that the cup and the locket were created with the murders of Hepzibah Smith and a Muggle tramp, the exact ordering is unclear. I assume that of these 4 events, the murder of Hepzibah Smith occurred first, but I'm making no assumptions about the ordering of the other 3 events. When Voldemort committed the murder of the Riddles, he committed 3, his father and his paternal grandparents. This leads to one question. What happens when you split the soul multiple times before encasing a piece in a Horcrux? After all, Voldemort created 7 Horcruxes, but he killed a lot more people than that. Theoretically, he should have been able to create a lot more Horcruxes. Do some killings not split the soul? I actually believe that yes, some killings would not split the soul. Snape's killing of Dumbledore turned out to be a mercy killing that saved Dumbledore from a painful death and Malfoy the burden of killing himself. Then again, Voldemort is not the type of person to perform a mercy killing. It is here that I turn to another unforgivable curse, the Cruciatus Curse. When Bellatrix killed Sirius Black in the Order of the Phoenix, Harry charged after her and cast the Cruciatus Curse upon her. While it clearly hurt her, it didn't totally torture her. Pain is on a scale ranging from no pain to a paper cut to an amputation to being burned within an inch of your life. Avada Kedavra, however, is more absolute. You're alive or you're dead. For the Cruciatus Curse, Bellatrix told Harry, "You need to mean them, Potter. You need to really want to cause pain, to enjoy it." If her words can hold true for Avada Kedavra, then it is possible that Voldemort had to declare that a given murder would split his soul as opposed to just merely damaging it. With this in mind, I propose that Voldemort declared that 2 of the Riddle murders would split his soul, while his 3rd would not mean much. However, after the first split murder, his soul would have been divided in half. What would happen when his 2nd soul-splitting murder was done? The easiest explanation that comes to mind is that the piece that was anchored to his body would have been divided into 4ths of its original size. I suggest that the diary would get the roaming half of the soul, and that the Gaunt Ring would get the roaming 4th. This leaves the soul piece anchored to his body a quarter of its original size. When Voldemort kills an Albanian peasant and creates the Diadem Horcrux, his 1/4 soul would be divided into pieces 1/8 of the original size. The diadem holds 1/8 of Voldemort's soul. If this trend holds up, even in regards to Harry Potter, then the cup and the locket would hold a 16th and a 32nd size piece of his soul. Harry Potter would hold a 64th size piece of Voldemort's soul, and Nagini and Voldemort would each hold a piece 128th the original size. Yeah, that's pretty small. Support for this theory comes from the fact that Voldemort was disconnected from his Horcruxes, according to Dumbledore in the Half-Blood Prince. Voldemort felt confident that the diadem was safe, even after the diadem had been destroyed. By book canon anyway. Consequently, earlier Horcruxes such as the Diary and the Ring, which have greater proportions of the original soul, would not have supplanted Voldemort and the latter Horcruxes, which have tiny proportions, with soul juice. The downside is that, once again, 128th is an astonishingly small size. Furthermore, it is hinted in the Deathly Hallows that Voldemort had a couple textbooks related to Horcrux production. It is possible that there exists a technique where Voldemort would have been able to control how his soul splits. If this is true, and Voldemort used it, then it might be possible that he and his Horcruxes are more evenly proportioned. I think the answer as to how Voldemort's soul was divided can be found in how the diary managed to manifest itself as a normal human. It's no big secret that the more Horcruxes Voldemort made, the less human he looked. Did the diary manage to humanize itself because it had half a soul inside of it, or was it piggybacking off of Ginny Weasley's soul? I personally believe that Ginny Weasley was used to form a base body, and if that's true, the diary still had half a soul to make that base body look human. Consequently, Voldemort's early Horcruxes had larger pieces of the original soul than Voldemort and his later Horcruxes. But what do you guys think? Did Voldemort's soul decrease exponentially every time he split his soul? Or was he able to control the process to ensure a more balanced allocation of his soul? Leave your thoughts down in the comments section, as this topic has gnawed at me for a while, and it would be nice to discuss it with someone else.